Look, I get it. Basketball tryouts are really stressful, but what if I told you there's a way to stand out? Let's break down the top tips to boost your confidence, showcase your skills, and catch the coach's eye. Quick disclaimer, these tips might just make you the next LeBron, but remember, making the team is not guaranteed, so keep putting in the hard work and give it your best shot. Number one, if you're feeling stressed, let's apply the mindset of less worrying and more working. If you think about it this way, right? If we've got a month until tryouts, which is a long time, and we spend a total of 2, 3, 4+ hours over that month being really worried about tryouts, we could put that instead towards actually getting better and improving our basketball skills and getting ready for that tryout. By the way, if you're really overwhelmed about basketball tryouts, don't worry, I've got your back. Check out my series, Tryout 101, for drills that you might see on tryout day from your coach. So I'll leave a link in the description so you can dive in after this video. When it comes to making the team, let's talk skills. At the end of the day, the coach wants to put players on his roster who have good skills. And so you're probably immediately thinking, Josh, what skills do I need for my tryout? And I got you. So if you're in the middle school level or age group, here's what you have to focus on. Can you dribble with both hands? Can you finish at the rim with both hands? And can you shoot consistently with good form? If you've got those 3 things down, since I have experience coaching younger players, training with younger players, and being one at one point myself, if you can get those 3 things down, you're putting yourself in a really good position to succeed. At the high school level, can you run plays? Can you play the right way and make smart decisions under pressure? Which means not maybe turning the ball over and executing that play in the 4th quarter. Are you in basketball shape, especially with that 4th quarter? Coach is going to really need those 4th quarter players. A great way to stand out at tryouts is to be an awesome role player. Literally, a player that fills a certain role. So, right, every team's going to need those guards, those forwards, those centers. And if you can excel at those things, odds are you'll be able to fill that spot for that team. Now that we've got some skills down and we're also prepared to fill a certain role on our team, let's go over some intangibles. Things that may not be measurable in basketball skills, but coach will still look at. First up, how are your grades? Right? If you don't try in the classroom, why should coach expect you to try hard on the basketball court? Second, are you a good teammate? When your teammate scores, do you sit down and not clap for them because you're jealous? Or are you a good teammate and do you cherish team success? Finally, be vocal, right? I've seen a lot of pickup games where literally everyone is silent. But if you are really that player that wants to make the team bad enough, you'll be vocal, even if you're shy or nervous, right? You don't have to be a super loud person off the court to be loud on the court. You can be telling your teammates, screen coming right, left, you get ball, I got ball, and whatever it is, coach will see that you care about your teammate's success and you want to gain that competitive edge on the court. So we finally reached the night before tryouts, and again, we might come back to the nerves, but hey, it's okay, right? Enjoy the last night. You've worked really hard to get up to this point. You've put a lot of work in. I know it's been stressful, but the only 2 things you really have to focus on the night before, getting a lot of sleep, right? If you get 2 hours of sleep, it's going to be tough to be at your peak performance, and you're going to be really tired during the tryout. And we want you to have maximum attention and make sure your body's recovered. And the second thing is to eat that good meal. So sometimes you'll have tryouts like 8 or 9 a.m. Don't ask me why they have it so early. I don't think they should, but I can't control that. So make sure you're eating maybe some pasta or some good carbs and food the night before. And that way, when you wake up, you're energized, your body's ready to go. And with the rest of the tips in this video, you're going to make the basketball team. So now we reach the morning of tryouts. And if we've aced and done our preparation for the nighttime, we can also succeed in the morning as well. By having a great breakfast, that's key number 1, so your body's energized throughout the tryouts. Definitely recommend some eggs in there. They're great for energy. Maybe some toast, whatever else you want to make. I would try to avoid high sugar because then you might crash. Right, that's all nutrition 101 for another day. But other than that, I would also recommend getting there early and stretching, right? Sometimes I've noticed that in basketball tryouts, you do like a few stretches, but they're really not that helpful. So maybe do a few of your own. And maybe it'll just be extra warm and loose so you can avoid injury and actually make it to the second day of tryouts. And also, hey, if the coach is there early and he sees you getting there 30 minutes early, now you've stretched, you've gotten ready, maybe you've done some form shooting to warm up your shot. He knows you're committed to tryouts, right? He knows you weren't forced to be here. You got here nice and early. You came prepared and ready. And coaches like those types of players. Now the most important part of this video is what to do during tryouts, and I've got a few tips to help you maximize your chances of making the team. My first tip is to give it your all and show your coaches that you want it. You can do this by being a hustle player, so diving for loose balls, like we said before, being vocal, going really hard on defense, doing whatever it takes to win in each drill, and being super competitive. Coach will see that you really want to be a part of this team. Another key tip is to stick to your strengths. As a younger player, if you're not a great shooter, I would not try to truck up half-court threes to impress your coach, right? He's looking at what everyone excels at. So I would not, again, if you're not a crazy dribbler, don't try to do some crazy dribble moves. Stick to your strengths. Now, there might be times that you kind of have to pull that out of the bag, and that's okay. Maybe you're not super comfortable with the left hand, and you have to get one anyway. But hey, this is why I'm posting this video a month or two before a tryout, so that you have time to work on these skills. This is a great reminder that after you watch this and Tryout 101, and you see the drills you have to do, to get outside and practice the things you might see at basketball tryouts. Another tip is to pay attention and do drills the right way. If coach says the drill ends with a three-pointer, don't get a layup. I've seen times where a player will go first in a drill, mess up. The second player who wasn't paying attention and watching also messes up, and now coaches know that you can't trust this player, and then he's obviously not paying attention. He's too busy doing something else or fooling off, right? So really pay attention during tryouts and do the drills the right way. Unfortunately, at some point, a mistake's going to happen. You're going to turn the ball over. It's going to hit your foot. You're going to make the wrong pass. You're going to execute a wrong part of the play. But honestly, this is part of basketball and a part of life. And coaches want to see this part. What happens when you make that mistake, right? Don't be that player that gets frustrated and slams the ball, because in some games that can be a technical. But, right? Control your emotions. Stay positive. Have a next play mentality. You turn the ball over? Great. Get back on defense. Get set up in your defense and get ready to guard your player and get the ball back, right? To learn the drills you might see at tryouts, click here.